G'day everyone, this is AussieStig. Welcome to my review of the HP Reverb Pro VR headset. Previously on the unboxing, we checked out the contents and had a good close-up look at the headset itself. You can see that video here on my YouTube channel. Alright, let's head over to HP's website and check out the specs for the Reverb. Display image is 2160 by 2160 per eye. It has 6 DOF or 6 degrees of freedom. The two controllers are connected via Bluetooth and are pre-synced. The field of view is 114 degrees and it has integrated spatial audio and dual smart assistant supported microphones. The display panels operate at 90 Hz refresh rate and you do need a DisplayPort 1.3 or later connection. Now that we've checked out the specs, let's get stuck into installing the Windows Mixed Reality software, which is a pretty simple affair. Just follow the steps on screen. You can choose whether you're in a seated position or a standing play area. Once that's done, you'll be transported to the Windows Mixed Reality Cliff House. There you can check out the view and teleport yourself around the house if you feel like it, and also have a look at what the Windows Store has in terms of VR applications and games. Okay, we're about to remove the spatial headphones using a coin, for instance. You can also use a washer. I'll be substituting those with the Thrustmaster Ferrari replica headphones that I use in my videos. The Reverb does have 2 smart assistant supported microphones on the underside of the headset, but what we'll do now is we'll concentrate on removing the headphones from the side strap itself and unscrew this slotted screw here. Turn it counterclockwise until the headset comes loose from the strap. That's all there is to it. You don't have to put any force on it to remove it. It's a simple operation. Repeat the process. Now we've removed both the headphones from the head strap. One other quick word on the headset. There's sort of a hinged system for flipping the headset up and away from your face, which is pretty handy. We'll be connecting up the Thrustmaster headset to the external headphone jack, which includes both the microphone and the sound in one jack. Here you are in the HP Reverb. We're about to go for a spin on the Red Bull Ring in the Praga. The headset is extremely clear. Everything in the distance that I can see is crisp, so where you'd have that with the Oculus CV1, for instance, the background or the distance, like the mountains, would be just a hazy shape. The mountains on the Red Bull Ring here, you can actually see the outline of ridges and trees and the tree lines. Yeah, clearer than the CV1. There is a little bit of screen door, but it's really tiny. But here we go for a spin of the Red Bull Ring in the Vasaro Stage 6 ProMotion Simulator. So off we go. We'll also see how the tracking copes with the Vasaro rig moving around. So far so good. Everything's super clear. Have to say it's one of the best headsets I've used so far for clarity. The field of view is a bit wider as well, so you're looking at about 114 degrees as opposed to the CV1's 100, and the Vive has 110, I think. Let's brake for this sharp uphill corner. Yeah, like I said before, you can see the tree lines, power lines are all clearly defined. Should look where I'm going. I do like the clarity a lot. It's actually almost distracting. HP has cracked it with doing away with the screen door effect. It's still probably a tiny bit visible, but literally pinpricks. They're really tiny. It's like looking at the Reverb now. It's like looking at a high-def TV screen. It's that clear. Makes it really easy to drive. You can really see every braking point now and off into the distance. You can also see the markers on the side of the road, the 150, the 100, the 50. You can see them from quite a far distance already. I really do like the way it displays the colours as well. It's very, very rich in colour. It's quite bright. I actually had to turn down the exposure in the Assetto Corsa because it was that bright when I first put it on. It was actually hurting my eyes. So yeah, everything is so defined on the reverb itself. It's like another world, really. It's almost like driving with a TV strapped to your face. It's that clear. Okay, here we are in a race, and we're away. Big field of Pragas in front of me. You can see how clear the cars are when you're up close to them. See if we can't get a clean lap in. You can judge everything much better now with the reverb. Everything is so crystal clear while you're driving. All the details are visible. You can see the mechanicals on the back of the Praga. Yeah, it's almost distracting looking outside the car into the distance. Sort of takes your mind off what you're doing. Doesn't get any more real than this with VR and the motion rig. Okay guys, here we are in iRacing, and we're going to chat a bit more about the reverb. And as you can see, it's pretty clear. What you're seeing in the mirror, I'm actually seeing in the reverb itself. So all the creases in the pit bloke's suit is extremely visible, and off into the distance I can see all the girders in the bridge in front of me, all very crisp and clearly outlined. And what we'll do is we'll hop out on circuit in the Formula Renault 3.5 and see how the inside out tracking on the reverb handles all of the shaking about. So let's get out there. Off we go. We'll take it easy because just that this car's really tail happy if you get on the throttle too early. But very rewarding to drive. I like this circuit too. It's a real challenge to stay off the walls. What I will say about the reverb's integration in iRacing is pretty seamless. You don't even have to start up Steam VR. You just have the Windows Mixed Reality going, and from a SimRacing perspective, the headset is fantastic. It's definitely next level. It's definitely, I'd say, about 30-35% clearer than the Oculus CV1. Stay out of that wall. I'm not a huge fan of the Windows Mixed Reality software. I find it a bit clunky. It's also a little bit cumbersome to use. If you want to get into it really quickly, you have to take your time, make sure everything's set up right. Also with the positioning of the controllers, because we're sim racing, of course, we don't need the controllers in the physical sense, but what we do need is a controller switched on, and then within eyesight of the two front-facing cameras in the reverb, so that you can do the tracking properly. As you can see, I can close up on the steering wheel. So I have in front of me here, and on my monitor I have a reverb controller just hanging above the monitor as a reference point for the actual headset. Everything's nice and smooth at nearly 90 frames a second. Super crisp. With this headset, it just makes it extremely immersive when you're driving with a motion rig like this. You feel like you're in the car. So all the bumps you're seeing in the picture, that's actual laser scanned surface of Montreal. So literally we're experiencing the same The same feeling a F1 driver would feel in terms of bumps. Obviously not the G-forces, but comparing this to the Oculus CV1, the reverb would have to be around 30 to 35% clearer, especially in the distant views. You can just see literally what you almost would see with your naked eye. Okay guys, here we are in Project Cars 2 in the Porsche 911 GT1 1998 car at Le Mans. Old school with sequential shifter. And we're about to head out on circuit and check out the pros and cons of the HP Reverb Pro headset. So let's do that. While we're idling out of the pits, you can see how clear every boom is for all the pit boxes. Everything's nice and clear and crisp. Okay, here we go. We'll just take it a little bit easy first. Under the Dunlop Bridge. Tyres are still a bit cold. Anyway, some of the pros of the reverb is the most obvious one is the increased resolution. And when I say increased, I mean a big increase, especially over the likes of the CV1 or the HTC Vive Pro. It leaves them in the dust in terms of what you can see in the distance, how clear that is. And that's the big thing with VR. A lot of the headsets that came out were, the biggest complaint was you can't see far enough into the distance when you're driving to judge braking points and marker boards. With the Reverb Pro you definitely don't have that problem. So everything that's up close, like the steering wheel with the engraving of the Momo on it, the dashboard, which is as clear as an LCD screen, or as clear as a, if you were looking at an iPhone or an iPad, almost as clear as that, pin sharp. So there's no really bad things to say about the resolution of the headset. It wins hands down on anything that's come before it. Another pro is the fact that it only needs 2 plugs. So you have a DisplayPort 1.3 and a USB 3 high-speed plug, and that's it. They're the only 2 things you need to plug in. So other pros would be the headset's very comfortable to wear. It's not heavy. The standard headphones, which aren't bad by the way, they've got pretty good spatial sound, but removing those headphones is a simple operation. You just unscrew them from the inside of the headset, then I put the Thrustmaster Ferrari headphones on, mainly because they also have a microphone which makes it easier to talk and drive, of course. So yeah, for any sim racers out there, that's probably what you want to hear the most, is that it's just super clear. And now for the cons. There are a few. Biggest con is the software. Windows Mixed Reality and Steam VR just don't seem to gel well. It's very glitchy. Yeah, so trying to start up a sim title, if it's not Assetto Corsa or iRacing, or to some extent Project Cars 2, they all seem to be a little bit problematic. Another con is that the reverb controllers really eat through batteries, so after a couple of hours of using it, you have to either recharge your batteries or replace them. Another con for the headset is the at least with this unit, the one that I was given to test and review was one of the early ones. So the early units have been known to have problems or issues. Screens overheating, flickering. I've had both of those things happen to me while using the Reverb. I will be fair with that because this is an early unit and I'm sure HP has addressed all those issues by now. Another problem with the controllers is that they when the battery's low, you lose tracking, so you need to be on top of that as well, so make sure they're charged before you start sim racing. So would I recommend buying a Reverb for the €5.99 or €6.99 for the Pro? If it was going pure on clarity, I would definitely have the Reverb. It's a real step back when I put the Oculus on. On the other hand, with the Oculus, you start the software up, throw the headset on, and you're away. And with the Reverb, especially in the sim racing setting, there's just too many things that you have to make sure are all spot on and working. Like we said before in the iRacing segment, I have a controller, a Reverb controller, hanging above my TV monitor, and I also have one mounted on the Vasaro rig itself, just to see which one tracks better. To be honest, I can't really see much difference. Maybe slightly better tracking with the controller strapped to the Vasaro. At least in game, for me, what I see is that it's a bit smoother when we hit big bumps, but the mirror, of course, records every little bump, so what you see on screen is probably exaggerated compared to what I'm seeing. If you're really going for clarity, then definitely this is the headset for you, and I don't think you'd find a better one for this price. Sure, you can get one of those Primax 8K things or a Valve Index, which is supposed to be next level, but those prices are way higher. The HP Reverb definitely adds immersion. It's definitely much clearer than the competition, and for the price you really can't go wrong. I hope you all enjoyed this video. If you did, please do hit the like and subscribe buttons, and remember to stay tuned for more to come from AussieStig.